This is the terrible habit that almost every beginner has, and it's what keeps you in beginner jail and makes you sound like you're not confident with what you're playing. Do you hear that little pause in between every chord change? It's what I call chord hesitation, and today we're talking about how to finally fix it. So step one is understanding why chord hesitation happens. So if we play a simple progression like this one, and then we start on the first chord and we think C major, C major, I'm playing C major, and then next chord is G major, I'm playing G major now, G major, and then where do I go next? A minor. You realize how being stuck on this one chord is what creates this pause where we have to think about the next chord where we want to go, and it's not something that's a lack of practice or a lack of experience, a lack of knowledge, which may discourage some beginner piano learners because they think, I'm not good enough to play a progression like this one, like I don't know what to do, should I just practice more? It's just a very small mental switch that we can make to fix it. So don't get discouraged if this sounds like you. We can fix it, and we're going to in the next 5 minutes. So here's what you should be doing instead. You want to train yourself to think ahead about the next chord or the chords after even while you're playing a different chord. So I want you to start, for example, playing C major. Okay, I'm playing C major. Next I go to G major like this. Okay, next I want to go to A minor, shift it up. Okay, F major next. It's just a very small switch in the right hand. And then back to C major. I know this one, it's right here. And you see how this different thinking pattern is what allows us to play fluently, because our brain is always kind of a step ahead of where our hands are. So we want to disconnect what our hands are doing. We want to kind of automate this. So I can just talk maybe about what I had for breakfast while my hand does this C major. And this is what allows us to free up space to think about the next chord we want to go to. For example, G major. Now, how do you actually do this? If this sounds way too complicated and you have no idea, here's my very, very simple method to fix chord hesitation and teach your brain to think ahead. It's called the 3-2-1 trick. It's very simple. You play the first chord just one time. Now hold your hands down. Be sure your hands don't leave the keys. And now, as maybe the sound fades out, we realize that we can now think about what we want to do next. So now let's take some time to figure out where our hands have to go next. So we're playing the G here in our left hand. Okay, the thumb goes up here. Here's the G. And in the right hand, let's see, the pinky stays where it is on the G, and our thumb moves down, and we play here with our second finger. So our hand shifts down here a bit. Okay, now I have everything that I need for the next chord. And once I'm really certain with this, that's where I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Now, notice how we did all of the thinking while playing this C major chord. And then it's a small step to go from actually just holding down the chord to repeatedly playing it, because it's just a very mechanical motion. And then we can think, okay, the same thing, our thumb is up here. The second finger, thumb goes down, pinky stays where it is in the right hand. And then you go 3, 2, 1, play. And this trick is really important as a first step to make this switch in your brain from thinking only the chord you're currently playing to actually being able to think ahead. Another tip is to force yourself to play in time using a metronome. So metronome is a very good tip because it forces you to just keep going even if you make a mistake, and it creates a little sense of urgency, maybe a bit of panic in your brain for the first time you use it, but that's okay, and that's something we want to use to our advantage when we play chord progressions. So if we have a tempo like this, and imagine a metronome here, you continue like this, and then play along. think ahead. And if you mess up, just find it and maybe hesitate again. And you see, even if the chord takes a second longer to play, because we have this metronome, this sense of I have to play something now, the likelihood that we play the chord will increase. And this is a tool that we use to take our brain out of this moment of hesitation and pausing to find the chord, to create just a pulse that we have to follow. Now, first do the 3-2-1 exercise, and then once you feel comfortable, then you can use a metronome and actually start pushing yourself to play in time. And the third tip that I would give you here is to use so-called micro loops to really drill those transitions that are maybe hard for you. So for example, we're here on G major and we have to go to A minor, where all the notes shifted by one white key. And maybe this is hard for you for some reason. Maybe just moving all of your fingers is something that you're not comfortable with, and you can't like stay in this hand shape. You're always looking how to find this hand position again. Now what you would do is actually just play these chords back to back for a couple of times. So play this one, then really focus, concentrate on keeping the hand the same shape, and then make the switch, and then go back and just do this like 10-15 times. Can maybe go a bit faster. Try a fast jump. And I want you to really focus these points where you always fail, because if you always practice the entire progression, then the time you spend actually doing this one small change where you would have to practice more is a lot less than if you only practice this one switch. Now, for example, do 10 clean repetitions of this one, and then come back to the entire progression, use a metronome, and you can also do the 3-2-1 trick here. So take your time really while playing the G chord, and then you would go, okay, I know where to go, hand moves up, I play here with my third finger, 3, 2, 1, play. Now, I would say that most beginners can improve their confidence and their sound by 10 times if they just eliminate this simple bad habit. And inside my course, Chord Mastery, I give you step-by-step exercises and drills just like this one, designed to get you really fluent and feeling confident when playing chords. Now, it's helped so many of my students, and I would love if you join as well and check it out. It's the first link in the description or in the pinned comment, and I hope this lesson was helpful to you, and I'll see you again in the next lesson.